Alright, drone video of the 10 acres with the little cave, the park-like setting, the frontage on the gravel riverbed, the 11-point river, the maps show us. So pretty interesting. We're looking southerly, that's the easement road. Off in the distance would be County Road 2660. And as we pan back over, the truck is parked directly on the property. So you can see the easement road, and directly across the easement road is the property. So it fronts that easement road along basically its northwest side. So from the truck going to the left all the way up the hill to the easement road, and going to the right all the way down to the riverbed, and then of course in front of the truck, pretty good distance as well. It'll make more sense if you check out the maps and whatnot in the listing, but wow, I mean, just phenomenal property. Quite a bit of decent timber. It was logged probably 15 years ago. It was not clear cut even then, so it does have some good timber on it. The area where the truck is parked, it's just gorgeous. I believe someone had a little cabin there about 10 years ago, which is why they kind of cleaned that up and had the yard area. Where we're headed now is, okay, so we're looking northerly. Property's on the right side of the easement road. You can see some of the trees down on the bottom toward the right. That's from that actual riverbed. So it's dry 99% of the time, but a couple days a year after a huge rain, it will have some water coming through there. Quite a bit of water. Okay, checking out the property. I mean, we were shocked about some of the nice pine trees. They're hardwoods as well, but some beautiful tall straight pines on this property, which were just gorgeous. Truck is parked in the grassy area, obviously, but if you look just behind the truck, there's an opening in the trees, and there's yet another private building site back there. So that'd be a supremely private place to kind of put your tent or potentially have your cabin. There, we're getting a look at that with the drone, which is great. Beyond that, the land rises up. So where the truck is, kind of at the, I guess, the southwestern area, that's just about the lowest spot on the property, other than the riverbed itself. And then it rises up as you go to the north and to the east. So now we're looking southerly, so the land is on the left side of that easement road. You can see some of the gorgeous big pine trees. The easement road, by the way, you'll want a truck or an SUV, especially if it's been raining, because it basically is a minimum maintenance road. When we were out there the other day, we did not need four-wheel drive, but I can see where if it had been raining, you probably would. So super private in that regard. The gravel riverbed is actually pretty cool. It's some of the biggest gravel deposits I've ever seen right in that riverbed. Well, now we're looking easterly, so the land is on the left side of the riverbed. And if you see that gravel deposit in the riverbed up there, just to the left of that is a large bluff area, really a pretty impressive bluff. And at the base of that is where we found that little cave opening, which we explored just really briefly in the ground video, but I mean, it's super cool. It's obviously the opening of a natural cave. No idea if it expands into a huge chamber or what. It would have to be, you'd have to have some of the dirt cleaned out of there to really see. But basically, if you look right at the base of the bluff, well, to the left of that huge boulder, that's about where that cave opening was. And the land, like I said, sits on the left side of the riverbed. I mean, you've got a lifetime supply of gravel here for landscaping and building projects. It's pretty cool to have that on site. There's the bluff. Topo map will give you a really good idea about how this sits as well. We're trying to kind of zoom in on where the cliff, not the cliff, the base of the cliff where that cave was, but it's hard to see with the drone video. Check out the ground video or come check it out in person. Let us know what you find if you're brave enough to crawl back in there. So now we're looking kind of northwesterly. We really didn't even see the east side of the property. Check out the maps to kind of check that out. Looking northerly. Okay, so now we're moving to the east. Good. You can see where it rises up on that east side. You definitely have the potential for a building site if you were to follow that, another building site, if you were to follow that easement road up toward the top of the hill. It does level out a little bit, and you have to remove some of the small trees, but you can put a trail and a site up there if you want it to be super high. Um, Potentially have a great view from up there to the south, actually, if we cleared out some of the smaller timber. But I mean, just really versatile property, extremely private. You're not going to have anybody bothering you back here, other than the deer and turkey, I guess, because they are definitely out in this area in full force. For years and years, I've known people who have hunted, well, actually this specific property and the properties around here, and it's just been fantastic. Something about the genetics of the deer in this area is great, but they've gotten some huge bucks on this property. So now we're basically just about over the northeast side. There's the easement roads, the land, well, we're looking westerly, the land sits to the left side. Now we're on top of the hill. So yeah, another potential spot where you could create a trail or a site or whatnot. You're right in between three good usable towns. You've got West Plains, Missouri to the south, Mountain View, Missouri to the northeast, and Willow Springs, Missouri to the northwest. You're very close to Mark Twain National Forest, so tens of thousands of acres of additional hunting land. The 11-Point River itself is a good river, and if you go downriver 2 or 3 miles, it becomes a year-round river, and then you can fish and swim and all that good stuff. So, yeah, phenomenal property. We rarely, if ever, have had one quite this interesting. I mean, check out the ground video as well. I think you'll see what we mean about it having a park-like feel when you pull in and get behind those trees, and I mean, just really a fun place to come and explore and either hunt or hike or camp or potentially build. Totally up to you. Electric is not on site, and I'm not sure how far it is, so you might want to do an off-grid thing if you're going to plan on building out here. But super tracked, InstantAcres.com. We would love to hear from you.